Hey everybody, I'm David, and it's week 2 of the Prom Challenge. So, how are you doing so far in your goals? Well, this week I want to encourage you to celebrate the small steps. And look, this is something I know because I got on the scale on Monday to check my progress. And as many of you know, that my goal was to lose 15 to 20 pounds by prom night on June the 6th. Well, when I got on the scale and I looked at what I had lost an amazing 1.4 pounds. Now, to say that I was discouraged was an understatement. I wanted to see 5 pounds lost. Magnificent. The goal is just in reach. But it still is just in reach. In fact, I had to remind myself of something that I've been taught for a long time, and that is to celebrate the small steps, because they're ultimately the steps that get you to the big goal. See, what I recognized was that on June 6th, when I've achieved my goal and lost the weight that I wanted to, I'd look back over the days and weeks that had gone before, the weeks where I'd lost 1.4 pounds. That was a step. And then the next week I lost the next part. That was another step. And then losing the next part, which was another step. And all of those steps led to what I'll be celebrating on June 6th. So maybe your goal was to communicate better with your spouse. And of the 7 days of the week, on one day, you were kinder with your words. You were sweeter with your words. And you chose to listen instead of immediately jump in. Well, that's one step. Now our next goal is to add the next day and another day, and before that you've got a week of doing that, and then you're having conversations that feel good and that make you feel like you and your spouse are connecting. It all starts with small steps. Here's the other thing that I learned this week, is that in the process of working on losing this weight and why I'm doing what I'm doing, it cost me to spend some time evaluating how I got where I was. And sometimes evaluation can be one of the strongest tools to our success. If you're not communicating well with your spouse, how did you get to this place? If you're not where you want to be in a certain area, ask yourself, how is it that I got here? It's not to beat yourself up, but it's to realize that once I identify how I got here, I don't want to do the same thing to come back to this place again. So be encouraged. Take those small steps and celebrate each small step. And while you're at it, take some time to evaluate how you got here so you'll never take that trip backwards again. Well, look, I am looking forward to seeing everybody on June 6th at prom night. In fact, you can still go ahead and get tickets this week up until June 24th for the early bird special and then regular price afterwards. Just go to oneheartbeatga.com/prom 2015. I'll check back in with you next week.